Can you guys hear me now? You should be good now. We good? I always forget that when my computer restarts, for some reason, my OBS puts all my stuff back on defaults. So, you know. Thank you guys for letting me know. Hi, Jaharis. Hi, Young Wolf. Hi, Liam. Hi, Quincy. Hi, Evie. How are you guys? I have a really good, or I think it's a good video coming out today. So, if you guys know, I ranked all of the main series books, like, probably a couple of months ago. But I'm uploading this video in, like, 10 minutes for you guys to, like, watch later or whatever. Ranking not only those 5 books, but I also did World of Ice and Fire, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and then Fire and Blood, since I've actually, like, read all of those now. But I think it's a pretty good video. I think you guys are going to be kind of surprised by that, because I think I have a certain book out of those 8 that I like a lot more than most people do. But yeah, let me know. Let me know. That's why I did that poll earlier this week about kind of like your guys' least favorite books, because for me, I think my bottom 4 are a bit weird compared to a lot of other people's stuff. But yeah, like I was saying when I was muted, I switched up the way we're going to do it, because the last tier maker I was using kept giving me a lot of, like, not viruses, but like my antivirus was having to stop a lot of the things on there. And then also I was trying to make it on there and it wouldn't let me actually make it. So I just decided to do it this way. We're just going to have names and we'll just go that way. So yeah. How are you guys doing? I had a little bit of a hiatus because I was on vacation, so we didn't have a stream last week. But we're back. We're back. And I have a list of characters on here. We might do this another stream if you guys want to do another one, like, because there's just so many characters that weren't on the show. I picked out a good, like, I think 30, 35 characters maybe that could be on here. So starting the voting stuff, I'll get this going while we're just kind of, you know, talking. But those are Adam Marwyn. He'll be in the voting, but let's see what we got here. Liam, I think the A Song of Ice and Fire 5 books are above all else. You might not like my ranking. That's all I'm going to say. I will say 4 of the books, I had the top 4. One of them is pretty low. So I'll just leave it at that. You guys can give your opinions on my rankings when that video comes out. But yeah, no, I think my thing is I like all of the A Song of Ice and Fire books, like the lore books and all that. Outside of A World of Ice and Fire, I think A World of Ice and Fire is easily the worst read of the 8 that I did that ranking of. But outside of those, like, outside of that one, I think I like all of them, and I have no problems where anyone ranks any of them. I just personally like one of them more than the other ones. A Feast for Crows, maybe Liam, maybe, I don't know. You're gonna have to see. Yeah, no, it was A Feast for Crows. I had it a bit lower than some of the other books, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, we're using this tier list. This one's going to be pretty kind of basic. It's just kind of like, hold on. It's one of these where all I'm doing is I'm just going like this, and then we'll put them under these. That's all that's happening. I don't know why it reordered them, but that's a little annoying. But yeah, that is how we're going to do it. No, it's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, guys. Nothing crazy. I like the Maggie the Frogman. I plan on commenting on it later. Yeah, I enjoyed making that video because it was something that I was kind of surprised I hadn't done in the past, because there's a lot of things where it's like, sometimes I think I make a video on something because I have it in a list, and then I forget I never touched it. So Maggie the Frog was definitely a video I wanted to do. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Robert. But let me think with the rest of the videos. So this channel has actually been active for now a whole year. So I have a video kind of doing it's a really weird one where it's not anything to do with like A Song of Ice and Fire really, but it's like a 1-year retrospective, and I go through some of the older videos on the channel. Like the first video I ever did on A Song of Ice and Fire, right? That was like a Winds of Winter, just general video. And then I just went through it and just kind of went through talking about like life and stuff like that and how things kind of changed for me. Because last year has been a really weird year for me, where it's been a lot of highs, a lot of like lows, but it's been a pretty good year for me, which is something I I've not said for the last couple of years. Is Ben Plum on it? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna save him if we do a second stream. Probably. If we have more time on here, I will probably go ahead and do it then. I don't know what this code means, by the way. I don't know, like, what this does, perchance. I guess maybe you guys can make your own tiers. I don't know. Hi, Casper. Hi, Matthew. How are you guys? Yes, Matthew. So the beard has been growing. I haven't really shaved for about 3 weeks now, I think. And I am growing the beard out, but I will say, let me go on OBS so I can actually see, like, okay. So basically, all I've been doing is I've been kind of like shaving the bottom because I don't want it to go all the way down my like neck, but so I've been kind of like shaving it like that. I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I move my camera. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I've been trying to like keep it from being very raggedy. Doing good. That's good to hear, Matthew. Also, I believe the 14th, maybe. So hold on, what's the 14th? Maybe Sunday. I'm gonna be doing a collab video with House of the Stag. I already did my part. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, how are you, Christian? Grow a Dario beard and dye it. Young Wolf, I don't know if I have the confidence for that. You got to get the stash. No, I don't want the stash. That's the other thing I've been shaving. I don't want a mustache. But yeah. All right, so we're going to put Adam Marbrand in B. I think that's a solid rating. He's not a major character, but he's definitely a cool one. Wyman Manderly. This is an interesting one because I think Wyman Manderly, I feel like Wyman Manderly's an A character, but I think just because of how badass of a character he is, I could see you guys putting him in S. I can't grow a full beard. Hey, you know what? It's okay. Some people look better with beards, some people don't. I think personally I look better with facial hair than I do without. Like if you go back, it's not a good comparison because if you look at me at the beginning of videos where I was usually very clean shaven and stuff, I was a lot heavier, so like I just don't look as good just naturally that way, but I don't know. I like the North Remembers plot. The North Remembers plot, fantastic plot. I also have Barbary Dustin in here for the North as well. I think I have Big and Little Walder in here as well, so we got a couple interesting ones. I try to take your guys' suggestions from the post I did earlier today and try to put some of them on here, but we'll see. Are you guys excited for House of the Dragon? Go full Jon Snow. Dude, I just never want this. I don't know. I just don't want the stash. I don't know. Maybe if I did like a goal for something, so like say we did like in the future like did like a subscriber goal stream or something like that. Maybe I would consider it, or I'm like, you know, if we did this, I would like grow it out or whatever, but I don't know. It never connects all the way. Yeah, I have one of my best friends. He's like he's a little younger than me, but he's been trying to grow out facial hair and he can't do it. Is Jacqueline Bywater on it? I don't think so. I think I had her written down for a second stream, unless we go like further on in this one. No Car Strike? No, I do not have Car Strike. I have them written down for the next one. Lit for House of the Dragon. Yes. I am really excited for House of the Dragon. And like I said, I'm doing a collab. I think it's gonna come out Sunday. I don't know. On House of the Stag's YouTube channel. If you guys have heard of that channel, I would check it out. He does a lot of content on House of the Dragon, specifically like the show, production, trailers, stuff like that. I think he does a really good job. And so yeah, I have a little feature on that video that I'm excited about because I think that video is gonna be really good. I think we're going into detail about like the behind the scenes stuff going on to people that are producing House of the Dragon. My part was like I was talking about the intrigue of why you guys would want to watch it and kind of the plot, kind of the stuff I talk about on this channel specifically, and then just kind of the difficulties of adapting it. I think is what the main part of it's going to be. Because that's where that's exactly where. Yep. I'm so ready for House of the Dragon. You love to see that. Yeah. I know, Liam. I know. I just don't have him on here at the moment. I wanted to see if you guys wanted to do a kind of a part 2 of this stream, and then I would add more of those characters, because I didn't want to have a bunch of I didn't want to have like a list of like 60 characters and then like we just don't ever do a part 2, right? Because I want to like branch out, I don't want to stay with just like doing tier lists every stream, especially when we only do like one stream per like week. Need House of the Dragon, same. I'm really looking forward to House of the Dragon, and even though I don't think Rings of Power is going to be good, if you guys have watched my video on it, I don't think it's going to be good, but I'm interested to see how it goes, I guess, and seeing, like, I don't know, like, I still have, like, maybe a little bit of hope, but I don't know. Christian, so basically it means S is like, say you're on a number scale, right? So say like you have a 1 out of 5, a 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. S tier would be like they are the best characters. They're your 5 out of 5. 4, it would be like they're pretty good, but they're not the best. So like 4 out of 5. B would be like your average, so 3 out of 5. They're okay. And C and D like really not great, but not the worst. And then D is the worst. You should do all named characters? God, Liam, do you know how long that would take? You know what, Liam? Okay. 2,000 subscriber special. I could see doing that. I could see doing that. I'm gonna screenshot that and I'll save it for maybe 2,000 or maybe 1,500. I don't know. I got timed out for arguing over the Mad King recently in a throne chat. Really? What were you arguing about on the Mad King? I'm just curious. Also, we're going to put Wyman Manderly in S. Okay. I think Bloodraven should probably go right up there with them, so I'm going to get that done. But I'm curious why you got timed out, like, over that. And also, I know in the show, there was kind of a version of Bloodraven, but, like, it really wasn't Bloodraven. Like it didn't, like, yeah, I don't know. I want to be excited for the House of the Dragon, but I know there's a lot of things that is making me nervous. So for it, so I'm not getting my hopes up. That's fair. For me personally, again, like I've said this, I haven't done a ton of background information on the production of House of the Dragon. I've just kind of been looking at the trailers and just looking at where from that I think the direction's going to be. I haven't looked into what the director's been saying on a lot, and I've tried to keep away from that because what I want to do when I go into House of the Dragon and I start making my reviews, I don't want to go into it with an opinion already. See, like, my thing with Rings of Power is I'm going into it thinking it's going to be bad already, and I'm trying to give it a chance with a clear mind. House of the Dragon, I am excited for it, but I have I don't really have any expectations, though. So. No problem, Christian. You're a bitter steel guy? Okay, Liam. All right. But yeah, so that is kind of my ideas. I like the director for House of the Dragon way more than D&D. Yeah. I think D&D, like, they were all right. I wouldn't even say they were good at adapting the source material, but their actual creative ideas are terrible. Like, they're bad. They were involved in what, X-Men Origins? It's the one where they have Deadpool and he doesn't have a mouth. Like yeah, they were involved in that, and from what I can just tell, they're not good at storytelling or when they have to create their own kind of things. A random female debating with me on it not being clear in the show that the Mad King was crazy. I think the show is, the show is very clear. They have, like, because I know exactly what you're talking about, right? Where we get in season 6, right? The middle part of season 6 on the Hold the Door episode, there's literally flashbacks to the Mad King going, let's burn an entire city down, burn them all. And it's made quite clear through multiple characters throughout the show that, like, the Mad King was literally burning people alive or strangling people like the Starks. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's I 100% agree with you on that, Robert. Like, it was pretty, like, obvious. Like, even in the show, right, where it's like multiple people were telling Daenerys, like, your father was not a good dude. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one for me. That's weird that somebody would argue that it wasn't made clear that the Mad King or Aerys wasn't mad. His nickname is literally the Mad King. Like, okay. Robert, you just gotta stop getting bullied, man. That's all I gotta say. You just gotta stop getting bullied. It's okay. In this chat, you know, somehow YouTube just bans, or not bans, times out, or not times out, censors people's messages on what they send for some people, but not other people. Bowen Marsh. See, the thing is, Liam, for the first one, I wanted to do characters that were, like, pretty much not in the show at all. But yeah, those are characters I was going to do on a second stream, Liam. Agreed, Robert. Hey, Citro, how are you? I'm good. I just got back from a vacation, or no, not really just got back. Probably like a couple days now, but yeah, so it's been good. Just putting in the grind. Had to, you know, just been editing a lot. I had to edit all my videos, and then I had to record an extra video for a collab this week, and then I had to not really edit it. I kind of had to, like, I edited it, but I didn't, like, do any, like, secondary, like, stuff in it. I just kind of had to put it together. And then, yeah, just exercising and stuff, because I gained, like, 1.5 pounds on vacation, because, you know, they didn't understand how to reverse a trope, taking the mercs to the mouth the way is not ended. Yeah, agreed, Young Wolf. What would you consider your wildest theory about the books? See, that's a tough one, because I think there's a lot of wild theories. If there was a wild theory that I believe in, that I think is pretty wild, let me think. That's a tough question. There's a lot of great theories. Why? Because, like, I'm thinking of all of the theories right now in my head that I think are pretty, like, you know, rational, that they make sense. I think the theory that I don't like the most is the whole idea that, like, Rhaegar is Mance, and all of, like, the Kingsguard went up north and all. I think that theory is kind of, I just dislike that theory quite a bit, but I know a lot of people do like that theory, but to me, that one just seems really wild to me. She didn't bully me, but we are at war now. Well, you love to see that, Robert. I hope you win. Vacation is always good, though. Good to hear. Yep. Much needed break right before school starts, because so college will be starting up again for me in, like, 2 weeks, so not excited for that. But yeah, truth be told, I wonder if they just got overwhelmed on writing the story of the timeline without the base work of George. Okay, that may be true, but I think the thing is, they just didn't put really any effort into trying. Like, if you think about people, right, like, I was someone that by the time, like, season 6 came out, right, I had read the books once, and I watched the show. I, in my head, even at the season 6 point, made something that made more sense in my head than what they did. And they even hurt themselves because they gave themselves extra time, right? Because I think in between season 7 and 8 was like a 2-year gap, basically, right? And they still put out that. Like, it's not good. But do you think Lady Stoneheart and Mad Janelle have a connection? Possibly. I don't think so, though. It is possible, though. I don't read the book, so... Okay, sorry, hold on. I don't read the book, so she thought that gave her a upper hand over me. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It straight up doesn't. Like, it's very obvious. Stannis and Lyanna equal Jon. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I didn't even know that was a theory, if you want me to be honest, but okay. Daenerys plus Drogo equals Tyrion. Oh, okay. There's a theory that, like, Tyrion is something about, like, time travel or something. Like, no. Like, just no. Hey, Citro, that's just the nature of the channel, okay? Also, I'm putting Bloodraven in S. It's tied right now, but I'm putting Bloodraven in S because he should be an S. We've got Penny, everybody's favorite, like, kind of love interest, but not really. But yeah, no, Penny's just a odd character with Tyrion. Their back and forth is very interesting. In the books, the Mad King wasn't. Well, yeah, okay, but in the books, the Mad King wasn't. In the show, he really wasn't all the time. But the thing is, that wasn't really the argument. The argument was, in the show, they didn't make it clear that the Mad King was mad. But in the show, it's very obvious. Like, and we don't even get that in the show. The show, there's no like, oh yeah, the Mad King was kind of a okay dude until, you know, some shit happened. Like, I don't know. It's too early in the day for the time traveling Tyrion fetus theory. Yeah, that one's a wild one. I think that's the most wild one. Didn't even make S an option. Hey, Jaharis, it's either I make S an option or D an option. And let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Yeah, Young Wolf. Yeah, DD were good up until they didn't want to be involved. That's why I don't understand why they cut out the whole Dorne, Young Griff plot, or even not extending Stannis' story in the North, or even Dany. Yeah, I think the thing with all those like subplots or major plots now is that it just extended the story and it made the show longer, and they only wanted 8 seasons. Like, if you think about it, right? So let's say in season 5, I've always said this, right? If you add in a bunch of things in season 5 and 6 would have had to have been like feast and dance, like, and you would have had to do it in a way where you have the mid highs of both of those books be the ending of season 5, and then season 6 gets like a lot of the main kind of payoffs, and then you could conclude those. But because that adds an extra season, right, it makes season 7 take even longer, right? Because season 7 now you have so many more plots going on that, again, you would have needed more seasons. So when George R. R. Martin says we could have done this for 10, 12 seasons, he's right. And the bare minimum of how the show should have ended should have taken like 10 seasons. So that's kind of the whole idea that ended up fucking that shit in the end. The Mad King was more erotic and paranoid than actually mad. To a degree, I agree on that, Matthew, but to a degree, I don't. This is the same dude that was willing to just burn the entire city. And, like, literally burned, or was basically was burning a guy while strangling the son, watching it happen. Like, he was a bit mad, in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of characters, like, there's not many, let me rephrase it. There's not a lot of characters in A Song of Ice and Fire that are truly just evil or mad. But there's a couple, like Aerys at the end of his, you know, time as king or whatever, not great. Joffrey, not great. Bloodraven was whispering in the Mad King's ear. That's what drove him mad. Very possible. I think that makes a lot of sense, and especially there's a lot of foreshadowing in A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms that could lead you to that conclusion. D&D literally just stopped giving a fuck. That's correct. I agree, especially in the later seasons, especially like season 8, 7. They just didn't give a shit. Tywin planted the relationship between Cersei and Jaime so the kid would marry the Targaryen kid. That's a wild theory too. That's a wild one. But okay. They should have just hired more writers like most shows do. Like, competent showrunners, just my opinion, though. They got bored but didn't delegate to writer. Yeah, agreed. You know what I think would be really amazing? So, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. And Vince Gilligan, so that's kind of the main person that does Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He is, in my opinion, one of the best, like, directors when it comes to exploring the human heart and decisions that characters make. I think if he was ever going to do something like that would ever like hit the peaks of those two shows have, I think him doing a Game of Thrones styled show would be fantastic. Could you imagine Vince Gilligan, because of how like dedicated he is to those two shows, having the full reins of a Game of Thrones when it first started, I think it would have been really great. But yeah, I hear it's only going to be 3 seasons for House of the Dragon, baby steps. I think that's what I thought it should be, because I think the first season should be about establishing the world and getting us to our main conflict, right? In my opinion, similar to the way Game of Thrones started, we really shouldn't see the war kick off or anything till maybe the last episode of season 1. And then you have season 2 where it's like majority of what happens in the war. I'm not going to spoil things, but yeah. And then season 3 can kind of be the ending part of the war and then the after effects of what comes after. I think that'd be a really good way of doing it. Agreed, Matthew. Estrella and Ghost are John's parents. Jesus. D&D assuming they could write as good as GRM was a classic mistake. Agreed. GRM and yeah, I genuinely would love to see those two like be in a room together and like talk about like human conflict and like the heart and stuff like that. That would be such a fantastic thing to see, but I don't know if we'll ever see it. All right. I gotta stay on topic. Penny, C. All right. Penny moving down to C. Barbary Dustin. I think Barbary Dustin's another really cool character. Like, she's not a character I necessarily like, but she's a character I respect, and a character that I think is very intriguing and adds a lot to Theon's like plot in the North, and the North plot as a whole. So I'm interested where you guys put Barbary Dustin, because I could definitely see like A, maybe. I think A or B is probably a solid range. Gilligan really is fantastic, coming off of a show on the level of Brilliant to then go on and co-create Better Call Saul, which is arguably just as good or better. Agreed. I think, like, so I have watched the first 5 seasons. I haven't watched the 6th season because I don't want to pay for it. And I have Netflix, so I'm just going to wait till, like, it comes out on Netflix. But because Netflix does it where, like, you don't see season 6 until, like, a year after it's come out or something. But it is, like, it's amazing to me, like, how well they write characters. Dario and Euron, same person. That's a interesting theory as well. That one, I'm trying to remember who did a video on that, because I remember watching that when I was first getting into A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones, like, content. Not content as, like, I producing it, but when I was watching it. I think it was, like, Alt Shift X might have made a video on that, but that's another wild one. George did a talk thing with Steven. Yeah, he did do that. I remember seeing that. I don't think I've ever actually watched the whole thing, but that would be something that would be cool to, like, maybe react to or something on a YouTube video or something. But, yeah. Alt Shift X and what? Okay. I thought so. Alt Shift X has a lot of great videos when it comes to that. Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think... Oh, that's so tough. Because I really like the way Better Call Saul, it gives a lot more of a focus on Gus and Mike, and even, like, you know, Saul Goodman. But Breaking Bad has such an interesting thing that will never probably ever happen again, where you have, like, a chemistry teacher becomes big meth dealer or, you know, manufacturer. It's a very interesting concept that you almost will never see again. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad? Theon had one of the best redemption arcs on the show. I think Theon is one of the few characters from the beginning to the end that had a pretty good character arc. I think there were some slip-ups here and there, but I think when you look at it as a whole, had a pretty good one. Hot Pie and Samwell, same person. Jeez. Oh, boy. Alar, since Alar is almost converted, agreed. Didn't George asking how he writes so fast? The real answer is cocaine. Yeah. Liam is right if you have seen season 6. Wait. Oh, no. Okay, so I know what happens in season 6. I just haven't actually watched it. Like, I've watched a lot of reviews on it because I want to kind of see what happens at the end. And I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, I love Breaking Bad, and I love, like, Better Call Saul as well. That's a tough one. I am in danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No, I am the one. Best. That is such a great line. I never watched Breaking Bad. Robert, I promise you'll love it. Give it a shot. Hey, your beard is coming in nice. Thank you, B. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying. I can't decide on Breaking Bad versus Better Call Saul until I finish season 6 of Better Call Saul, but they're very close in quality. I agree. I think I would very slightly give it to Breaking Bad. I think the reason I would say that is because Better Call Saul, it starts off kind of slow, where it's like you have to be really interested in Breaking Bad to watch a Better Call Saul for the beginning, because it's like I think Better Call Saul handles characters better. Like I think like they have better character growth and transformation and how they end up Breaking Bad in that show. But I think Breaking Bad is a bit more faster paced for me, and that's why I'd say maybe Breaking Bad better, but they're again very close. I've only seen the first few seasons of both, but my brother is a big fan of both, and he thinks Better Call Saul is way better than Breaking Bad. It's fair. Do you watch? I'm assuming that's Attack on Titan. I do not, Jaharis. I do not. All right. See, this is why we have to have multiple parts to these streams, because I get very off topic when I read your guys' chats. Barbary Dustin is in A. Moving on to Lady Stoneheart. I think probably I don't know if I'd say my favorite character or not in the show, but one of them. I think young Griff is probably my favorite just because of his implications on the story, but that's a big one. If you like Breaking Bad, give Sons of Anarchy a shot. That show is my shit. I will have to get into it. I've always heard about it. I never watched it though. I'll have to look at it. Have you watched Breaking Bad pitch meeting on YouTube? I have not. Liam, I have not seen Shameless either. I think the El Camino movie is actually underrated too. It isn't as good as the show, so it is a great epilogue for Jesse, in my opinion. Hold on. I need some water. Hold on. Give me a second. I think El Camino is good, but again, not great, kind of like you say. I think it's a good, like, conclusion to Jesse's arc and his character. But to me, it's kind of a bit slow again, but I don't know. It's a weird movie because it's like, for me, I like it, but it's probably not a movie I'm ever going to watch again, if that makes sense, right? Like, it's a movie where I'm glad I watched it. I thought it was it was a good conclusion to Jesse. It made sense. But it's something that I don't think I'm going to be interested enough to watch again, I guess. Fat Todd took me off guard. Same, Young Wolf. I watched that, and it like took me out of it for a second. I was like, whoa. Whoa. I'm like, whoa. I'm disappointed we didn't get Lady Stoneheart in the show. Agreed. I think the more shitty thing is so I was watching season 6 or season 7. I think it's season 6. Where the Hound is literally like pissing in the river that like would have been where a cat was, and he's with the Brotherhood Without Banner. It's like, okay, all right. It's literally the showrunners just giving us a big old fuck you. Like, hate that. Walter White versus Qyburn. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I'd love to see that scrap. He needs some milk. Hello, IDK. Why I thought that when you needed water. Milk is great. I don't drink milk as much anymore, but I used to love milk. I don't drink milk because on my calorie deficit, for the most part, I don't drink calories. So for the most part, I only drink like water, like diet soda, or just lower calorie things. The only like drink I drink that has like calories, sometimes I'll drink like a, I think it's like Fairlife milk. It's like lower calories, but it's like higher protein milk, and I like that. That's pretty good. I have that every once in a while when I'm like, I feel like I need it, but yeah. All right, moving on. Lady Stoneheart in S tier. I don't know who put Lady Stoneheart in C, but like that's a tragedy. That is just a travesty. We can't do that. We do not sew. This is correct. Why didn't Victorian get stitches on his hand? Because Victorian's a little bitch. He didn't need no stitches. Walter White introduces meth to Westeros crossover. Get on it, Gilligan. That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny. Okay, moving on. We have Tyric Lannister, or as I would like to call him, Tyric Lannister. God, I love that video. I love that video because, like, I, for some reason, when I read the books, okay, I just initially just thought his name was Tyric. Like, you know? And I just think it sounds better. I think Tyric Lannister is the new Tyric. Or Tyric. Lady Stoneheart is my favorite version of Catelyn Stark. I agree. I mean, I feel like Catelyn Stark is like a Breaking Bad character. Like, she has all these signs like that we just don't like, right? And, well, for some people, right? And she kind of goes into Lady Stoneheart mode, and she just kind of goes full badass mode. Like, she just like, fuck it. Like, let's just have some vengeance. Let's kill some Freys. Like, you know? Everybody loves killing some Freys. Milk of the Poppy is great. Agreed. Milk of the Puppy. I just saw that. I just saw Matthew's comment after. Oh no. Tyric the wet nurse. Yep. It's a joke. It's a joke. I know, Young Wolf. I just wanted to say that. Y'all are putting my boy Tyric Lannister in B, huh? Yeah, that's where he should be. I really hope we see Tyric again. Big fan of the... Agreed. I really like that theory. Like, I really like the whole idea that Varys is kind of getting a puppet for, like, all of the kingdoms for young Griff or Aegon. I really love that theory. I call him Tyric, too, and have a nephew with that name. Love that. I like the name Tyric. It's a cool name. Speaking of Breaking Bad, are you watching Better Call Saul? I am not. I'm going to probably wait to watch the last season when it comes out on Netflix, but I have been watching, like, all of the, like, summaries people have been making on YouTube, so, like, I know in the last episode, like, kind of what happens. I've been watching it, so I pretty much know what happens in Season 6. I just haven't actually watched it, I guess. It's like if you have to do a book report, and you read, like, the quick, like, summary or notes, and then you do your paper. Like, that's kind of how, like, I don't know every single detail going on, but, you know, I know the broad what's going on. So I don't really care about spoilers. If you guys want to talk about spoilers in your end, don't bother me at all. But, yeah. All right. My boy Tyric going to be. I think that's respectable. You know, I think it's really funny because this is actually randomized, I think. Like, I didn't type these in this order. That Edric Storm, who's also kind of part of the Varys, like, theory, is right after Tyric. That's kind of funny. I kind of like Edric, you know? Edric, I like Edric more than I like Gendry for me. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on that. I just like Edric. I think he's cool. All right. Bryan Cranston as Marwyn the Mage is a really missed opportunity. Agreed. Maybe Marwyn's just like, screw this Maester nonsense, you know? Like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm just gonna make my own. Like, I'm gonna make my own Citadel, right? We're gonna train people on the real ways. By the way, guys, I just finally saw I've been going through Fire and Blood, and I'm finally at kind of where not where the Dance Dragon starts, but like where Viserys comes into his range, Jaehaerys dies. I'm finally at that point because, like, for me, Fire and Blood, the slowest part of the book is Jaehaerys' reign. Like, I like Jaehaerys' reign, but just, like, not enough happens. I don't know. I don't get why the fans automatically accept Jon being a Targaryen, but question young Griff. Well, okay. I think there's... Now, this is going to get into a whole different thing about, like, Ned and Ashara, with also Jon. Like, I just think it makes logical sense when you look at a lot of the lore that goes with Jon. Like, I think it's possible that he could be, you know, an actual Stark with Ned and Ashara, but I just don't see it. But the thing with young Griff is it's like I've talked about with my videos with if he's a Targaryen or he's a Blackfire, there's just so many question marks about young Griff. It's like he's kind of being involved with Varys, so already not a great start. And then we also have a whole body, like there's people that assumed he was dead, and then we don't hear about him for 4 books until now. But then he's also at the Golden Company, which is Blackfire territory. But then there's other things that suggest he's a Targaryen. Young Griff is so, like, contradicting it almost. Like, so for me, it's like, I think Young Griff is just, George wrote Young Griff in a way to be interpreted that way. Whereas Jon, I don't know. I think Jon just has a lot of foreshadowing to him being, like, either Ned and Ashara or Lyanna and Rhaegar. I like Gendry in the show, but prefer Edric in the books. Agreed. I wish Edric was in the show, but, you know. What do you think would be worse for Westeros? White Walkers or Sauron Morgoth invasion? I think Sauron Morgoth invasion, because here's the thing, right? The dragons, we think, are going to be good against the White Walkers when they invade. The thing is, if Morgoth invades, Morgoth had, you know, multiple dragons. He had Balrogs. Westeros is just fucked at that point. So, I would say Morgoth and Sauron. Also, I feel like people of Westeros would be dumb enough to take all of Sauron's rings if he was going to go that route again, like what happens in, like, Middle-earth. I think Sauron would just run him over. So, yeah. Hashtag Jon is the fake Aegon. Oh. I like both. Fair. Gendry killing Biter was badass. That's true. It's favoritism? Maybe. Battle of Blood outcome. What is that referring to, Liam? What is that referring to? I'm not good on like battle names. Like for people that say like battles in like the next books, I don't know. I don't pay attention enough to know those. Yeah, agreed, Doey, we are. I think that's just how he's written. Like, because if we weren't supposed to question him as a character, why would we be getting a lot of things to suggest that? And I'm not saying, because I think I'm so split on it, because one side of me wants him to be a Blackfire because, well, I think it'd be more interesting. But another side of me sees that there is some good evidence for why he is a Targaryen, so it's just like, I don't know. It's just, I'm back and forth on it. Sounds good, Billy Bob. Sounds good. I'm glad you were able to make it at some point, though. I wish Maya Stone was in the show. Agreed. That's fair, Billy Bob, but I do think like it is like very questionable on like the Golden Company supporting him that easily. I think it's a little questionable. Young Griff being legitimate is all based on Jon Kahn backing him up. That is true. Like, that's the thing is, like, we could figure out that he is a Blackfire down the road, and it just could not mean a damn thing, just based on the fact that if they just keep it to their chests and young Griff has the power, nobody's going to question it anyway. Like, it's just like, you know, how someone just said, like, Matthew just said Joffrey. People had their suspicions about Joffrey, but because Joffrey was in power, you know, certain people just went along with it, right? Like, you know, the Greyjoys with the Hightowers over. Oh, okay. I think Euron will win a bit of it, but I don't think he's going to take over Old Town or anything like that. I think that he eventually will be kind of beaten back and the Hightowers will win. I feel like it'd be such a waste if the Hightowers just got wiped out in one battle when they're such a significant house in Westeros. I think that'd be really kind of weird to me. Do you think Gendry will reforge ice because he was trained by Tobo that's an interesting theory. That'd be really cool. But for me, no, I don't think so, no. Fire and Blood really drives home that Jaehaerys is a good king, but a terrible parent. But the scene of him killing Cersei was unexpectedly cool. Agreed. Now, I don't know if I'd say Jaehaerys was a terrible parent, right? I don't think he was the best parent, but I don't know, he struggled when it came to especially his daughters, like, but at the same time, it's like he's the king, right? He should kind of be expecting that, like, I don't know. That's a tough one, but I don't know. I see what you're saying there. He does have more Targaryen features. That is correct, Robert. And that's one of the main like things that support why he would be a Targaryen. All right, we're putting Edric in A. I'm getting so off topic. Victarion. This is why if I do a reread of the series like on like stream or something like that, I literally will not have chat open because we will be here for days. I don't know what I think I just pressed control or something. I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, if I ever did something like Alt Shift X does, where he's trying to like read through them and all that, I would not respond to comments really or anything. Let's see. They're supporting him because they want to go home. The cheesemonger is paying really handsome coin. That is correct, but like when you get all this stuff like with the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and we hear really how split they are and how kind of grand a lot of people were for the Blackfires and that rift there, I just find it kind of odd to believe that like they would support almost their arch enemy almost. Like, it just feels very off because we know it's not about the coin, right? Because they could have gotten coin anywhere, right? We even see this in the text. But going home is another thing, right? So maybe that is something that's viable, but most of the people that are in the Golden Company, a lot of people that have roots in the Golden Company, are almost never really in Westeros. It's more about like a family thing. So I don't know. I don't know. John Kahn creaming his pants about how much he reminds him of Rhaegar makes me think he's legit. That's a big thing of why that's possible that he is a Targaryen. Have you seen an American Thinks Grand Theory video? If you haven't, I actually have not. I have never heard of the YouTuber An American Thinks, so I definitely will have to check that out. Lord of the Flies, I've never read, Evie. I never had to read Lord of the Flies in school or anything, which is surprising because a lot of my friends did, but I never had to. So I actually don't know what Lord of the Flies is about. Good people being bad parents is a reoccurring theme in Songweister in general. That is true. I actually just watched Preston Jacobs' video on House of the Dragon video talking about Demon Targaryen might have been onto something about hatching dragons through pregnancy. That makes me wonder with young Griff. That's fair. That can make sense. Or Beast makes, I don't know what I just said there, but yeah. Victorian chatters are fun and he's interesting, but people voting him in S tier must be buying product from Walter White. I don't know. When it comes to terms of like when we're doing this, if we were doing this is off of all of the main characters, I would say yeah, he should not be an S. But off of the characters that are not in the show and kind of the list here, I would say S is fine for him. I agree, Doey. That's kind of how I am. Where like, I think narratively, I think it is a lot more interesting if he's a Blackfire. But I think there's a lot of evidence to support him being a Targaryen. We have voted on the characters on the left. We haven't gotten through that many. We've been going off on a lot of kind of tangents. But I'm glad you can make it all the same. I'm okay with young Griff being a Blackfire. I'd love to see it. Jaehaerys, that's kind of how I feel, right? Because I'm just like, there's only so many things you can do as a parent, right? Like, Sierra, like, or sorry, I don't know how you say her name, but basically, she was kind of set up to be in a good position, and it's really not Jaehaerys' fault that she ends up just, she likes the meat, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. Ariane better than Victarion? I highly disagree. I highly disagree with you on that one, Liam. But I agree. Like, and it's just like, so many situations where what's his son that goes to the Citadel? It's like, it starts with like a V or something. It's like Varion or something like that. And he just like is not like, it's nothing Jaehaerys can do. The kid just comes up being kind of like not great. And if anything, it's like, I would say Allison was the one that like wasn't the best parent because she was the one being the more of the parent, and some of these kids did not turn out well because she kind of babies some of her children at times. But I think on the opposite of that, Jaehaerys does go too far at times as well. But I don't know. It's interesting because like we can say like Jaehaerys wasn't a good father or something, but at the same time, like his first two children came out. Like his first like 3 or 4 children all came out pretty good kids. It was kind of the last couple kids that ended up living through, you know, being in their infancy. They're the ones that kind of caused issues. She was built for the streets. Agreed. Strict parents always raise rebellious children. I don't know if I go that far, Matthew. Like, I would say my parents are pretty strict for the most part, but I wouldn't say I'm like a rebellious child. So I don't know. I don't know. I do think that's true in some cases, but not all. DNA tests don't exist, so Dany will probably want him because she has no more family, but also deep down, no, he has a better claim. See, that's my thing. And my thing is, I don't think it's going to be Dany that is going to be the one that's kind of like against young Griff. I think young Griff is going to come into that whole meeting of Daenerys with a different attitude, right? Because I think if you look at where I think things are going to happen, where young Griff takes the throne, young Griff's going to be looking at Dany going, where were you? Right? I was out here raising armies, creating allies, defeating the enemies, and avenging the Targaryen name. Where were you? Right? Like I feel like young Griff's gonna have that bit of himself to him. Not this Alicent. Okay, Alicent is a great character. Top 6 Targaryen, I think, in all of the lore. But she does make some mistakes, especially later in life. Like, she makes some things that are like, eh. Starks and Targaryens on the Jaehaerys reign is interesting. Agreed. I think the Velaryons on the later part of their reign are also pretty interesting. The way the Sea Snake kind of brings up their wealth. Like, at one point, a very short time, that suggested in Fire and Blood, the Velaryons were they were the most, like, rich house in all the Seven Kingdoms, even above the Lannisters. So, that is interesting. Tywin raised Tyrion. Fair enough. Would you ever consider doing a top 10 characters outside the main series? Yes. I'm going to screenshot that right now because that's a fantastic idea. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, Rhaenyra would be my number 1. I'm just going to let you guys know right now. Rhaenyra would be number 1. Dunk would definitely be on there, I think. Daemon would be on there. I think Aegon the Conqueror would be on there. I'm trying to think of other characters that would be on there, but yeah, those are just some that would be on there. Billy Bob. Jesus. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. That's good. I'm proud of you, Billy Bob. I'm proud. Baby steps. What if young Griff, out of spite, takes a 3-headed elephant banner? That'd be funny. That'd be so funny, but I would kind of hate that at the same time. But let's get back to it. Victarion is going to be an S. We have Ariane, one of my favorite characters going into the next book. I'm interested to see what you guys. I think she's. I don't know. Like, it's so hard because on like the rankings of this stream, I would go S. But if we were going off of my other ones, I would say she was A because she just hasn't been in it long enough. Wait, hold on. That's a good point, Billy Bob. I do have that message screenshotted forever now. So don't mess up, or I may have to, expose you. The Laughing Storm is a great one too. Yeah, agreed. Laughing Storm is a really good one. Tyrion pranked young Griff. Literally did it for laughs. Do you think young Griff or John Kahn will realize Tyrion punked them? I don't think so. And I think, honestly, Tyrion may be saying, like, laughing at it now. But I personally, right, I think that was good advice. Because I think if we look at everything that was going on with Daenerys at the time and how she was going about everything, I don't think she would have married young Griff anyway. And I think Aegon would have kind of just been looked at not the same as he is now, where he's like the head of an army. He's a king. Like, I think it was a good decision for young Griff, even though I think in the end he will probably die because of it. I just think for personal reasons at the time, I think it was a good decision. My boy thick as a castle wall, fair. Game of Thrones, is this some magical girl anime? Yeah. Yeah, it is anime, Evie. Well, you see, what the Game of Thrones is it's kind of like musical chairs, but just medieval version. Solid high B. Would be A, but she's too dumb, but she is hot as fuck. God damn it, Billy Bob. Arya in season 7 and 8 might as well be magical girl anime stuff. That's fair. Baratheons got done so dirty. Agreed. Tyrion inadvertently helped Aegon. I agree. Ariane isn't too hot. Liam. That's literally what Ariane's like first appearance is all about. Is just basically like just a dude basically simping over her. Like that's basically what it is. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Guys, we're gonna do a pop quiz right now. For all of you guys that know Pokemon, who is taller, Charizard or Blastoise? There's a question. There's the question right there. I think we're gonna put Ariane in S. And then I think that's what the chat wants. Let's go ahead and put Ariane in S. I think I just saw a lane in there. We cannot have that. Tyrion inadvertently helped everyone who isn't a Lannister. That's true. That's very true. But we're moving on to Darkstar. What an interesting one. I'm interested to see what you guys say for Darkstar too, because he's a very like minor character that may have like a major role. Like he's such a weird character to me. Blastoise, okay. Charizard, all right. Charizard, of course, okay. Charizard is a short king. Y'all are very split on this. Y'all are very split. Let me see if I can get the webcam, and I'll give you guys the actual answer, because I have a poster on my wall, and it's like it's basically like if you were gonna have an arena fight, but yeah. But the correct answer to the pop quiz is coming in at 5'7". Charizard beats Blastoise in height. Blastoise actually is kind of a short king. He's only 5'3". I was kind of surprised by that. Charizard also comes in at 199.5 pounds, while Blastoise only comes in at 188.5. Oh, yeah, no. Billy Bob, you're funny. All right. Not saying he was a homophobe or anything, but do you think Stannis would have killed Renly if he thought he might reproduce? Hold on. I'm trying to understand what you're saying here. Do you think Stannis would have killed Renly if he thought he might reproduce? I think it depends. If Renly like kept doing his shit, I think yes. Solid low. I already read that. Wasn't Darkstar supposed to be Edric Dane and George did 5-year gap? Yes, I think so. I think that's what it was supposed to be. I've heard a lot of Darkstar hate for being full of edge. Yeah. Well, we love a short king. That's fair. We do love a short king. Damn, I thought Blastoise was more of an absolute unit. You see, me too. He's literally got cannons on his back. Like, what you mean he's 5'3"? I don't know. Somebody was drunk. We honestly don't know. It's all guesses. I think, though, I heard, like, in an interview that was something that was hinted at. I don't know, though. I think I have 3 posters on my wall. South Park, The Wolf of Wall Street, and Once Upon a Time and Holiday. Those are good ones to have, actually. So, for me, right, I want to redesign this background. So, if you guys here, right now, let me take my webcam off. Right now, I currently have, like, my desk is, like, pretty close to me, right? And then I have behind me some lights in a box, and then are in a box around my displays, and I want to get like a Song of Ice and Fire or Game of Thrones like art or something. There's like no like I have displays, right? But there's nothing for them, right? Like I can't get anything, right? So I'd have to do like a poster and then get it like framed maybe and on the back. And I just don't know how I want to do that yet. So I don't know. Let me get your guys' advice. What should I do for a background? Because I want to like change the background out for more like the channel stuff. This is just more of like my interest. So like Call of Duty over there. What's behind me again? Tom Brady. So that's like my favorite like football player for you American people. And I have like Mewtwo on that side. I don't know if you can you guys see that in the background? You kind of can. So like the one to my left shoulder is Mewtwo and then Mew. I really like that one, but like not really have anything to do with like the channel or anything. Friendly could have hair. Wouldn't Stannis want to kill him more? Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at because I was kind of confused because I'm like, I think Stannis would have killed Renly in general, is just the way it went. Renly was bisexual, I think. Okay, that's fair. I have 2 Harley Quinn posters, season 6, wins poster, a prequel, original trilogy, Star Wars poster, a Dark Knight Rises, Bane poster, Star Wars. You got a lot of posters, my guy. How much money do you make off just of? I honestly don't know, because it's weird. Because like, so when you guys, if you ever start a YouTube channel, AdSense, right, does about 1 month. So like you can get paid on PayPal or not PayPal, AdSense once per like month or whatever. But it doesn't do like your last month. It does 2 months before. So it's really weird, but I don't know. Speaking of Renly, his show casting really bothers me since he's meant to look like young Bobby B. I don't mind the show casting because I feel like that character is kind of what Robert Baratheon would have looked like in a very younger and like idea. I just think Robert would have been a lot bigger, and that's kind of what Renly wasn't. Renly wasn't as like muscular and big as Robert was. Maybe banners of major houses of Westeros or a simple map of Westeros, possibly. That's a good idea. I've looked into. I might look into some banners. I'm not sure. Fair, Billy Bob. He was aiming for the head as a mercy. Hadn't she lived, she'd grow up to be a Lannister. Fair. That's fair. All right, let's look. Where you guys have Darkstar? Darkstar is in B. Okay. All right. I like that. I think that's a solid placing. I think that's a solid. I have some pretentious posters in my place. A Necromancer art poster, a Stalker movie poster, a Blade Runner poster, a Batman The Long Halloween poster, and a Four Kings boxing art wall. Those are some interesting ones. I think one of my friends would love that. One of my friends would be all up on that stuff. What do we got next? Harry the Heir. Everyone's favorite heir. What do you guys think on Harry the Heir? Do you guys like Harry the Heir? I think he's destined to die, but what do you guys think about Harry the Heir? It's a good thing I didn't do a big old list, because we are gonna maybe get through the rest of this list tonight, maybe. Stannis won't have any more kids. All Robert's children are bastards. Stannis most likely planned to kill Cersei's children, so the Baratheon name will die with Stannis. Technically, but also Shireen could keep her name if she wanted to just keep like the actual Baratheon name. They could like have like Shireen keep her name instead. Just because I think he's a red herring and will real quick. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Billy Bob. That makes sense, Shears. I see what you're saying, but I don't think so, no. Do we know anything about Harry the Heir besides what we can learn from his name? Not really. Not really. Which is why I think he's a pretty kind of lower. I would not put him in B, guys. I'm just gonna say it. I probably would not put him in B. Agreed. I agree with you on that, Quincy, because it's like if they had children, they would always be a threat to Stannis, and I think Stannis, just being who he would kill him. In the same way. That's also true, Billy Bob. They could also do that. What show's fan base do you hate the most? Mine is definitely Stranger Things. I would say, to a degree, I would say Star Wars. Because Star Wars, to me, is tough. Because there are some people that watch and are in the Star Wars fan base and will literally like any piece of dog shit that they throw in front of you. Like, I have seen people in Star Wars, like in the fan base, legitimately defend any single thing that comes out. Like, in my opinion, right? Obi-Wan, there was moments in the Kenobi show. There were moments in it that were good. They were cool to see. But then none of it felt earned. The show in and of itself was a dumpster fire. Like, it was bad, in my opinion. And this is coming from someone that is a prequels boy. I love my prequels, okay? That show was, in my opinion, was bad. And there are elements of it that you just cannot defend, and I will see people just defend it till the end of everything. Marvel, that's another one. Star Wars and Marvel, very similar to me on their fan bases. I agree on that, Billy Bob. Star Wars died to me in The Last Jedi. Star Wars died to me kind of on the first movie, The Force Awakens, because my dad was someone he's a really big Star Wars person, and he'd read a lot of like the non-canon stuff, right? Back in the day it was canon. It then went to Disney, it wasn't canon anymore. And they kind of just completely just shit on all the stuff that was like the not canon stuff that was much better than what they came out with, and he really hated it. So I kind of have like a bias already against Disney. And then I kind of watched Force Awakens and I just didn't really like it that much. I thought it was okay. It was just I just thought it was too similar to A New Hope. I love Star Wars, but it's definitely not better than Game of Thrones. Yeah. Star Wars, I mean, I like Star Wars too. Like, I will always love the originals and the prequels. I will always love those 6 movies. And I'll even love, like, Rogue One as well. But just the newer stuff now, I just don't like, and I just don't care enough about. I think the prequels, for me, in Star Wars, have the best environment, or I guess the best setting, where it's like, we go to all these different planets. We see the Jedi at their most powerful. The Clone Wars is super interesting. That part of it is great. The problem with the prequels is stuff like, I won't even say acting. I would say dialogue wasn't great. But I really I genuinely will say The Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. I think it is the best when it comes to emotional stakes, and it's a really great encapsulation of the prequels, in my opinion. Because I am someone that, as a kid, I watched the prequels before I watched the originals. So when Anakin turns to Darth Vader, I didn't know that was going to happen. Like, I didn't know the Jedi were going to lose. Like, they were, or not lose, but like most of the Jedi was going to, like, die. That was a surprise to me, and I was very young. Like, I was probably like 10, 11, 12 when I first saw that, and that really, like, I really love that movie for me. That is like there's one movie I will ever say on this planet that I have a just biased. I will defend it till the end of the world. It will be Revenge of the Sith. That is just when I was younger, that was my movie. That's fair. That's a fair opinion, Billy Bob. That's not true. Maybe for movies, but not shows. Clone Wars. Yeah, Clone Wars is really good. Mando, I liked Mando in season 1. Season 2, I just kind of like, I don't know. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Matthew. It's hard for me to express to my friends how better the Song of Ice and Fire books are than the show. I would say it this way, Liam. I would just be like, the elements that you like from the early seasons of Game of Thrones are much more expanded upon in the books, and there's a lot more going on in the books. So for you, you like probably more detail and things going on, and maybe like my friends like Game of Thrones, they don't want to read the book because it's a very heavy time investment. Those books are very long. There's a lot going on. If you're not like familiar, like there are things on your third reread that you'll notice, but you don't notice in your first or second read. So it's a very kind of investment to get into, I think. Rogue One is easily the best Disney Star Wars. Agreed. I agree with you on that, Sideshow. Clone Wars is peak Star Wars. Agreed. Agreed, Billy Bob. Jar Jar is the main problem. I don't think Jar Jar is the main problem in the prequels. Jar Jar to me was a targeted thing towards children, and he's a very annoying character, and I don't like Jar Jar by any means. But Jar Jar didn't break Phantom Menace or any of the other times he comes up in the prequels. It's, for the most part, especially the second movie. All right, the second prequel, the dialogue's terrible between Anakin and Padme, or Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman. Their chemistry is not great, and they had bad dialogue. The first movie I like the first movie, so it's hard for me to kind of like poke holes in it, but the things I've heard a lot of people that don't like the first movie is it's very politicky. It kind of has a slower pace outside of like the pod race and then the ending. So I think for that reason, I think that's why. And I think the other problem is because of Star Wars being limited by its technology at the time, realistically, it shouldn't make sense as to why the prequels have better technology, but I just think it looks better and I like it. Agreed, Doey. Revenge of the Sith is the best movie. You love to see that, J. Harris. You are a wise man. I never actually watched Rebels. I just wasn't in it enough. I agree, Billy Bob. Hi, Jordan. How are you? I like the original trilogy, but the prequels are good. Love to see that, Evie. I agree, J. Harris. That's kind of how I look at Anakin and Hayden. I think Hayden, I watched a video from someone that was talking about Hayden Christensen's performance and why it was actually a very good performance. And I agree, because that's how I think he should be. Like, you have to think like he's someone that's kind of coming of age, right? He's going through a lot of emotion. He's getting a lot of power very quickly. If there's one thing we've seen in this world is giving someone that's very young a lot of money or power is a bad idea, because they don't know how to handle those things early on in life. And that's kind of how Anakin kind of is, right? Especially in the second movie. That's how he should be. But, yeah. Okay, so Billy Bob, I definitely agree with the first part of it. The second part, I don't think it's the worst lightsaber fight. I think the sequels have much worse lightsaber fights. I think some of the cinematography in the fight with Anakin and Count Dooku are actually pretty good. When you see like they're fighting and you're seeing the red and blue going across Anakin's face, which is kind of supposed to signify what's going on inside Anakin, and his is kind of more foreshadowing to him turning to the dark side. I think is really good. Like, there's nothing in the sequels that ever had that kind of emotion for me. The originals, I really don't like any of the lightsaber fights in the originals. I think they're pretty basic for the most part. But again, this is me growing up on the prequel, seeing them first, and then going back to the originals. But yeah. Imagine if HBO owned Star Wars. Oh, it'd be a lot darker, because a lot of HBO makes their stuff a lot darker. This went from a Song of Ice and Fire stream to a Star Wars stream. This is true. Getting on a Strong Belvis. Where do we have Strong Belvis? I think he's going to be probably S or A. Just knowing you guys in chat. Who's your favorite director? Mine is hands down Tarantino. Mine's probably just Peter Jackson. I just will always have respect and love for him for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It is by far, those 3 movies are in my top 5 movies of all time. 3 of them are in that top 5. So I think I will always say he is my favorite director, just based upon that and the amount of effort that you can tell went into those movies, the practical effects that went into those movies. I think it will always be Peter Jackson for me. Strong Bellis thinks Locust delicious. Agreed. You guys all loving your S tier for Strong Bellis. Look up scene 38 redone Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader fight. I will definitely look into it. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, Billy Bob. If you're talking about just the prequels and the originals, it definitely is a lower tier fight. Definitely lower tier fight. I would say it's just above the first one we get with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, because it's not even really a lightsaber fight. It's kind of just like them going like this. Like you know, like it's not like, I don't know. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Anakin was a slave his first 8 years of life. In his mind, the people who saved him in his mind let his mother die and died and are trying to stop him from being with Padme. Agreed. And if you look at the motivation for why Darth Vader, or not Darth Vader, Anakin becomes Darth Vader, you have to think about it like how much trauma the kid's gone through. He watched his mother die in his arms. He was a slave his beginning of his life. And then he finally finds someone that genuinely loves him and he loves back. And he sees her dying. You're going to do anything to try and stop that from happening. And when you look at the way the Jedi support Anakin, they basically don't support him at all. They basically say, oh, tough it out, you'll be fine. And that's kind of the big thing is, like, when you're younger, you look at the Jedi a lot as the good guys. And when you get older and you kind of mature and you look at a deep kind of look into who the Jedi were, how they dealt with things, they were almost the villains to a degree, because they were doing things that just were just right. I don't know. Let me go back up. My favorite director is Andrei Tarkovsky, which makes me sound like a massive film snob. Holy shit. Hey, we all like what we like. Which is the only person other than his mom that he truly cared for. Agreed, Harris. Damn, I had a stroke in that last paragraph. That's fair. My favorite top 5 favorite movies are Wolf of Wall Street, Great Gatsby, Catch Me If You Can, Pulp Fiction, and Glorious Bastards, and Not in Order. All fantastic movies. I can get behind that. Proofreading is essential, kids. Yep. My favorite. That's another one. Christopher Nolan's another good one. That's another good one. Hi, Jim. How are you? Even he hasn't watched Scene 38. Get ready for some really good goosebumps. You know, a moment I'm talking about, Matthews. Oh, boy. Basically like The Faith and Song of Ice and Fire. Agreed. Nolan is pretty good. I'm actually looking forward to his upcoming Opium movie with Cillian Murphy. Yeah, that should be pretty good. The Jedi were kind of groomers in a lot of ways. Agreed. Like, if you really think about what the Jedi were doing, they were taking kids at a very young age against their will, really. Like, it's kind of fucked a little, you know? Yep. I've really been getting into Dune. Like, not the books. Like, I got into the movie. I thought it was fun. My friend group really loves Dune. We have this board game that we play. It's like Risk, but an advanced version and like in the Dune kind of way. But yeah, Dune's really good. All right, S tier for Strong Belvis. I kind of saw that coming. You guys really like Strong Belvis. Now, a character that I don't like that much because I don't think she's John's mother. Like, Ashara Dane, if you look at how major of a character people make her out to be in theories, she is literally mentioned in the book series 5 times. Okay? 5 times Ashara is named in the entire book series. I didn't know who Ashara Dane was after my first read of the books. I know she was some woman, apparently, or whatever. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I could go on. Like, I don't know. Sam Raimi. Yeah, Sam Raimi is a good one. I wish Sam Raimi in the Doctor Strange movie would have been given full reins, because that movie felt like you had the Marvel studio making it to where you're like, Sam Raimi, we have to do this. You have to include this in there. And then Sam Raimi was trying to do his own thing. I wish that movie would have just been Sam Raimi, but the Jedi teach good or bad, no in between. Agreed. My least favorite directors are D&D. No, I've heard they've done some really good stuff. A show called like Game of Thrones, I think. I think they did a pretty good job on it, you know? I really liked the part where like Arya like stabbed the Night King. That little trick thing. Pretty cool. What would give you the idea that we love strong Belvis? I have no idea, honestly. It was just kind of like, I feel like I just know you guys so well. Liam, what do you mean by 6 chapters? Like she's referencing 6 chapters? Because I'm pretty sure she's only mentioned 5 times. Like, I think she's mentioned, like, once or twice from Ned. Or, well, like, Cersei mentions her to Ned in a POV. So there's, like, 2 ones there. There's 1 time with Arya in one of her POVs. There's another time with Barristan. And I think there's, like, 1 other time via Bran chapter or something. I'm just not a fan of N+J. I'm going to be honest, guys. Like, I think it has merit, but I'm just not a fan. Sell me, he should have made his move, man. Oh no, Billy Bob, you're going to piss people off with that comment. Technically, the Jedi were the bad guys, and Revenge of the Sith deserved to be outlawed, and Anakin was sort of right. The Jedi tried to overrule the Chancellor, and overruling the Senate, and he just agreed. That's what I'm saying, where it's like, it's a weird thing, because like the Jedi, you know they're trying to do good and kind of keep peace, but at the same time, Chancellor Palpatine was elected. Like, yes, there was some corruption going on, but lawfully he was the person that, you know, became the Chancellor. Now, if you wanted to do something, it should have been where he was arrested and that, you know, and even though it was kind of rigged, you know, the Jedi were in the wrong. Like, you know, the Jedi tried to play Palpatine's game, and you're never going to win when you play Palpatine's game. It is because we like poop. Oh, boy. And Catelyn. Ashara is a baddie, and we don't have a body. She's just dead. Jaehaerys, she's dead. She's dead. She's dead. Jedi definitely blew it, agreed. Ashara was depressed. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say is yeah. This chat betrayed me on Yoren. I have nothing to lose now. Hey, man. It's just what happens, you know? More Jedi should have been like Qui-Gon Jinn. He knew what was up. Agreed. Like, even like, okay, Count Dooku, before he started doing some, like, he did some very questionable moral things. Like, Count Dooku was kind of right in a way. Like, the Outer Rim really had no representation at all. Like, they weren't really, like, you know, like, to a degree, Count Dooku had some things that he was right about. So, I don't know. Oh, I misvoted. I thought this or that was Asha. Hey, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just Ashara. You know, Ashara, in my opinion, is pretty irrelevant. But, you know, Ashara is going to be going in C. I don't know if I'd put her in C. I think I'd just put her in B. But I don't like Ashara, so I'm okay with C. Ashara is Dusky Woman. Ashara with my boy Aegon? Nah. Nah. She ain't with Aegon, sorry. But we got our boy Young Griff coming on. The rapper out of Essos is here. I can't believe one of my friends in real life commented that on something with Young Griff, and I don't know. I can't unhear it. Jedi were able to overthrow with cup babies a crybaby teen and elder disabled man. I say more, or able to be overthrown. Agreed. The Cerebrus movement had merit. If it wasn't a Sith puppet, they would have been the clear good guys. I agree. I completely agree. Didn't expect the Ashara slander Jaehaerys. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Ashara, like, theory. I just think, like, maybe she's alive. Maybe she's shacking up with Howland or something, but, like, I don't know. I just don't see what relevance she has to the story. Like, if George only brought her up 5 times in an entire book series, like, think about how many characters are mentioned more than Ashara. She just cannot be, like, if George comes out of here and he's just like, yeah, Ashara's this big character and all, I'll be like, dude, what? She was mentioned like 5 times. And there's 5 books. I'd be like, I'm just not a fan. I also think Young Griff should be S. I agree, Marcus. Oh, that'd be so funny, Kahn. Oh, I'd love to see that. Agreed, Citro. It is known. That is correct. You guys are doing real good today. I'm very proud of you guys today. Very proud of you guys. All right. Her son is the new sword of the morning. Nah. I'm sorry, Jaharis. I'm sorry. You're a very wise man, but not on this one. All right, Young Griff's going in A. You guys voted a good amount. We'll put Young Griff right there next to Bloodraven because I just feel like that's a really good place to put some tension. Now, for shits and giggles, we're doing Big and Little Walter. Or Walter. See, we were talking about freaking Breaking Bad, and now I start saying Walter. Big and Little Walter. Where do you guys have them in? Because I think these guys, man, they're the dynamic duo, right? I think they are the ones that should have run for the kingdom. Chat isn't quite as drunk on a Wednesday night this time, it seems. It would appear so. It appears so. Sort of the morning, eh? Yeah. Why are the Kettleblacks? Kettleblack. I don't know why I'm saying Kettleback. I don't know why I'm saying. I can't say their names combined. They're so different. I don't know. I feel like their placement is gonna be more or less the same. So I felt like putting them together just made sense. I love the chapter with Big Walter getting killed. Yeah. It was the big one. Solid A for letting us get that line from Wyman. Yeah, you'll love to see that. Well, also, lads, this week we're going to be doing the Catelyn's best chapter. I think you guys know what chapter that's going to be. I think that one's going to be out, Thursday? We're going to be doing Catelyn's best chapter, which will be the Red Wedding. I'm talking about that. So I hope you guys enjoy that on Thursday. And then Friday, again, like I said earlier in the stream, is going to be kind of a 1-year just retrospective, looking through old videos and me as a person. And I hope you guys enjoy that one too. That one is just kind of a special for you guys. If you guys want to just have some more personal time with me, I guess. I don't know. What else we got here? I think Black Walter might kill Little Walter and some other phrase soon with the upcoming phrase Civil War. Very possible. Jane Poole was in the show. Jane Poole was like barely in the show, Liam. She was like really loosely barely in the show. That's so confusing, Liam, but yes. Child murder is A-okay if it's a Frey murder. That's correct. This is correct. Oh, you guys are very split on this one. You guys are very split. I could see a Billy Bob. It's something that I could see them doing. Why isn't the GOAT Darkstar an S? Because, Marcus, the people didn't agree with you this time. They didn't agree with you. Big Walter would be the Lord of the Crossing, he said so himself. Agreed. Agreed, Citra. I'm right there with you. George actually said he told them to have her in the pilot, but not why. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. They would much rather have that Sansa scene with Ramsay that we all very much enjoy. All right, so it's split. I'm going to put them in B since you guys are very split. So let's put them in the middle. I think that's a very fine spot. All right, Val, everybody's favorite crush in the chat. Where's Val going? I think Val, I'm going to be honest, as a character is probably B, but like, because you guys are some simps, I think A and S. Can't wait to piss off chat with that comment. It's okay. Just think of Frey's family tree as a hedge. You guys are crazy. You know what's funny? I don't know why I have headphones on when I do these streams. There's literally no reason to have headphones on. I just do it. It's the same thing when I record. There's literally no reason to have headphones on, but I do it sometimes. Marcus, that's the correct. Proud of you. That's the comments we like to see. Val is a baddie as well. I'm a proud simp. I prefer Reek tongue shade. Jesus, we gotta stop. Gotta stop. We have gotta stop. I don't simp for Val. I only simp for old Nan. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Guys, I worked out shoulders today, and I can really feel it. The shoulders ain't feeling so good. Oh, boy. You guys are crazy, I swear. All right, you guys are thinking... It looks like you guys think A. You simps in the chat. You simps in the chat. It's not what you like to see. It's not what you like to see. I'm joking. I'm pretty cool with that. But Jenna Lannister. What a wonderful woman. Let's just get that right out of the way. What a wonderful lady. I don't simp for Val. I see her. Oh, wait. Delete. I simp for Elaine. Oh, no. Oh, no. I have no comment on that. Old Nan was a wet nurse, so she must have got big milker. Jesus. Solid S for... Oh, my God. Y'all need help. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all need help. Jenna Lannister has big mommy energy, and I love her so much. I agree. She's such a fantastic character with Jamie in those chapters. Just a great back and forth. I think she deserves S. I like that S ranking. Agreed, Citra. Agreed. Oh, it's tied between S and A. Liam, you just simp for everyone. All right, we're gonna put Jenna in S. I'm overruling you guys. Not really, because it's tied, but we're gonna put her in S. Patchface. Now, Patchface do be the prophet of the realm, you know? So I think he needs to get a good ranking, because if you don't, then you're doomed to live under the sea. Kate House, Amy has millions of simps. This is correct. That is correct as well, Young Wolf. I think I did a video, I believe, on just Tywin's kind of life, and that's one of my favorite like parts. Matthew, I don't even know what I just read, but I'm glad that you kind of respect women. That's what I got out of that. I'm glad you're working on things. Very possible, Billy Bob. Very possible. That's fair, Cider. He's a creepy fucker. Solid A. Patrace the GOAT. Patrace and Shireen, best friends with benefits. Oh, dear. I did not need that. I did not need that image in my head. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. Patrace is going to get placed in S, and we're going to act like that didn't happen. And we're going to move on to the Kettle Blacks. We're just going to put Kettle. Where you guys got the Kettle? Oh, boy. That must have been a weird fact. There was something going on. People are drunk, Citrus. People are just drunk. I think it's like we start the stream and everybody sits down and they're like, I got my beer, I got my wine, I got my whatever. And they just have, I feel like you guys are like, I have a theory that you guys have a game that whenever I say something, so if I say something related to Stannis, I say, I don't know, something, you guys take a drink. And as the stream goes on, y'all just get drunk off your ass. It includes all of them, Liam. All of them. Shireen is Patchface's father. Oh, no. What is going on? Jim, they're drunk. That's all I gotta say. Are you saying I am drinking underage? You have to be. You have to be. I don't know. Sometimes y'all say some wild stuff in this chat. Evie, I know you don't drink because you're not the one saying some weird shit. Evie, you're one of the rational people in the stream at all times. Okay? You're like my emotional support when all the chaos breaks out. When Sansa starts beating Stannis in a bracket, you are one of the people I look to get me through these trying times. Matthew, I had to repent. It's good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing things to improve yourself. I agree, Citro. I agree. Jaime always keeps to himself for Cersei, while Cersei's willing to sleep with everyone. Jaime is the biggest simp. That's fair. I think you are drunk. Prove it, young wolf. Prove it. I'm going to blow some people's minds. I don't drink. I'll be honest. I really don't drink either. I'll drink if, like, it's some, like, event. It's more like social drinking. Like, I'll have some wine here and there, but I'm not really a drinker either. Going to reread Fire and Blood starting tonight. Getting ready for House of the Dragon. Jim, Godspeed on when you get to Jaehaerys. That's all I gotta say. I ate some Jojen paste. Ooh, some Jojen paste. What's really in the water bottle? Well, you see, it's vodka. And I just chug it down that easily because, yeah. Fun fact. Fun fact. When I had my first YouTube channel, people wanted me to do a drinking stream, and we were playing Rocket League. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like a soccer video game, but with cars. And every time we allowed a goal, I had to take a shot of Pink Whitney vodka. I can say I genuinely hated that taste more than most things in this world. I ended up almost throwing up on stream. It was not a good time. I'm like Salador Sand, except I would have fought with Lannisters for Cersei's, you know. What, a finger in the butt. Dude, Matthew, you gotta be gone. What you drinking, Matthew? What's going on? I agree, Billy Bob. Only thing I'm drinking is Arizona. Fair. Ashara's #1 simp. Someone changed their name. Oh, God. All hail Queen Bran, breaker of bums. Oh, no. Jamie is a huge simp. I don't drink unless it's whiskey or rum. Maybe a little bit of wine or brandy. Oh, shit. Do I need to go to... Maybe, Citra, maybe. RL has got with cars and fewer dragons. That's true. Thanks to God. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. We're moving on. These boys, they be down in B. Wait, what? Why didn't it put him in B? What is going on? Am I drunk? Where did they go? Well, they've just disappeared. I don't really know what happened, but we're gonna act like they're in B for now. Illinois. All right. Another fantastic character. You know what's funny? The book characters, we don't have a lot of D's. You know, I like that. King Robert don't know what he's missing. Oh no. Be like Jamie, don't send for your sister. Oh god. Is it good or bad that the worst of us are often the mods? Well, you guys were there on the first stream, you know, you're always here in the streams. It's just what has to happen, okay? You guys might be bastards, but I trust you guys. I trust you guys to moderate the stream well. Illinois is amazing, agreed. Robert never knew the answer of who to ask to get it. Solid S for killing the King of Giants, that's fair. Speaking of getting hammered, agreed, Devin, agreed. One of these days, we're going to have to do a stream where I'm not going to announce it. But it's going to be, I'm going to have like some like wine or something. And I'm going to take a shot every time you guys say something just fucked. Like just absolutely just out of your minds. And I'm not going to tell you why I'm drinking. Yeah, we're going to do that one time. That's fair, Liam. That's fair. I never said a single bad thing on stream. That's correct, Billy Rob. I don't know what these people are talking about. Hey, we might be nasty, but we're not evil. That's correct. Correct. All right, Illinois getting put in S. Moving on, we have our boy, John Kahn. We should get a spin-off of John Kahn and his adventures. I just want to, yeah, that's what we should do. John Kahn. John Kahn, the god of conning. Can we just get a time where John Kahn's just conning people? Gods of streams and wine, Jesus. Oh god, the alcohol poisoning will be rough, man. That's true. Can I talk about Elaine? Liam, you can do whatever you want. I give you no promises that I'm actually going to respond. You know, Can, that's true. Maybe it's maybe that's a bad idea. Blackout Street, let's go. Yeah, but here's the thing. Now you guys from now on, you're just going to say all sorts of stuff just to make sure. You smell like blueberry jam. But I do think we scared always your one girl. Hey. I have a lot of female viewers that comment. And I respect my female audience. Because I don't know how you would live in this chat either, okay? So I appreciate you all. Because the guys on this channel, they are... I don't know, man. Yeah, Elena's 14. That's why we're not talking about Elena, or I'm not. Low A for simping for a married man. Oh, no. John Kahn, Better Call Saul. There you go. We finally figured it out. This is John Kahn looking at young Griff, imagining Rhaegar. Scoobert McDoobert, you're a lady? Are you really? I don't know how you're making it in this stream with a bunch of lads. Because these lads have no filter. It's a song of Ice and Fire. They know what they got themselves. That's a fair point. You know what, Young Wolf? That's a fair point. I can't even say that's not a fair point. John Kahn into S. All right, moving on. We've got Shave Pate. Shave Pate. I don't even know how to feel about Shave Pate. I don't know if I should put the D on. You know, let's put. We haven't been putting D down for any of these, so let's put D down here, because I think this is a character that's like whatever, you know. There we go. To be honest, I didn't expect a woman to be here. LOL. Well, it's because you get scared away easily. It's fine. I'm just a boy. Good thing we put D, because some people actually are voting for Shave Pate and D. I can appreciate that. While you guys vote, I'm going to take a quick break and go to the bathroom. Okay, what do we got? Who was Shave Pate? He was one of those fuckers in the Danny camp. Don't worry about it. He wasn't in the... Well, of course he wasn't in the show. We're doing a book only. Agreed, Billy Bob. Citro, I don't even know how to answer that question. It's 2022. That is a fair point. Thank you guys for answering questions while I'm in the bathroom. I appreciate it. All right. Going into D is Shave Pate. The only D we have had on this stream. All right. Well, nobody clipped that. I don't know if there's even clipping on YouTube, but don't clip that. Okay. Since milk is racist, y'all need to stop. All right. Willis Tyrell. What do you guys think about Willis? Dude, guys, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna be honest, I'm so hungry. I'm waiting to have I'm gonna have my last meal after the stream, but I am so hungry right now. And I'm out of water. Actually, no, I'm not out of water. Hold on, because every stream we do this. This stream is brought to you by Aquafina, the greatest water that I have ever tasted. It's a shame he wasn't in the show. There's a lot of things that are a shame. But, you know. Willis is a good guy. Makes the best hawking birds in the realm. Fair. You guys are really liking Willis. Okay. I'm going to make an executive decision and put him in A. It is tied between S and A, so we're going to put him in A. I don't think he's S. Orain Waters, the discount Rhaegar. Where do you guys got him at, you know? I'm kind of curious to see where you guys put Rhaegar and the other one. I forgot where you guys put him, but I'm kind of interested. Yeah, no, no, he does, Devin, and that's one of my favorite parts about the Purple Wedding chapter. But I don't know, I just don't think he's like as impactful for an S tier character. How they take off a whole year and come back with season 8? That's a good point. Just don't accidentally end up with Dasani again, man. Okay, it wasn't my fault. It was my parents' fault. Okay, and don't worry, I complained so much that we never got that nasty Dasani water again. So yeah, solid A tier on Aquafina. Aquafina's S. Those are treasonous words in this chat. That's like saying Stannis is A tier. Like what? Do you think Ariane will join back to Stannis? No. I think Ariane will. I think there's an off chance he joins young Griff. Solid A for tricking Cersei's dumbass for looking like a knockoff of Rhaegar. Agreed. I think A. I think A is a good one. Y'all always make the same joke. Well, Young Wolf, you've definitely used that joke before. But it's still funny nonetheless. All right, he's going in B. We have another entry into the B tier. We have a lot of S tier ones. I think that there was this many S tier characters that the show let out or left off. All right, Jane Poole. She has some very unfortunate things happen to her. I feel like we need to pay our respects a little. And, yeah. Best water, honest to God, toilet water. Okay. Well, you know. I've never had Deer Park water. I think we've had this conversation before. But I will have to try it at some point. And Deja blew straight out of the streets of Flea Bottom. That's correct. That's correct. Solid B. I can agree, but I feel like we should give her A because of the pain that she went through with Ramsay. You know, it's just a tough one. It's a tough one. Like in Mulan, a girl worth fighting for. God. Citro, no. You have to be one of the people not drunk in this chat. Stop. That is true. She was a douche in the beginning. For you know, the missing nose. Y'all need to stop. Y'all, you just gotta stop. You gotta stop. All right, we're putting her in A. I appreciate you guys ranking Jane Poole in A. She had some a lot of trauma. I think she deserved it. All right, moving on. Wait, what? I straight up just put Jane Poole in B, did I not? Or A? I put her in A. The site's being a little fucky. We've now had 2 disappearances now. I'm not sure where they go. I guess that's them being sent to the wall. I don't know what's going on. Maya Stone. Where we got Maya Stone at? Lady Hornwood had it pretty bad too, yeah. Pretty much anyone that comes into any type of interaction with Ramsay, not a good look. I will say, guys, fun fact. This is my high school shirt. I don't know if that my mic picked that up that well, but this is my high school shirt. Our mascot was the Freeburg Midgets. Now, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. It was a very odd name. I'm not sure why it was ever named that. But I can say that I was a strong supporter of Tyrion all throughout high school. All Bobby B's bastards S, to be honest. Fair. Oh boy, we're about to have some fighting about Maya Stone in the chat. I can agree with that, Matthew. I can agree. Agreed. Sweet Robin doesn't like you. Must be a good person. Oh, we have a tie. I'm going to put Maya in A tier. I think that is fair. Hopefully she doesn't disappear. Oh, Jane Poole's back. I guess she got unsummoned from the wall. I don't know what happened there. My high school mascot is a Viking. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. See, that's cool, right? My high school was like, why? Like, I'm pretty sure the high school mascot was named that because back in the day, they had a basketball team, and we had a lot of guys that were short on said basketball team, and they ended up winning or something, and they were like, yeah, let's just name it the Midgets for some reason. Like, okay. My high school mascot was a cobra, which is cool, you know, except it made no sense because cobras aren't. Yeah, but at least cobras are cool. Matthews was a saber tooth. Native American, like, that's actually that's cool. Mine was just like, let's pick the most uncool thing possible. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Garland is my favorite Tyrell. I'd agree. Short people can't play b-ball. Tell that to my high school, apparently. I don't know. Was Tyrion on the team? Yeah, he was the coach. He was like coaching, like, you know how he was coaching young Griff? He was coaching. Ooh, we love to see that. I think Garland's getting that hot S tier. Hurricanes got y'all beat. That's a good one. That's another good one. See, y'all had like really cool stuff, and I just like had nothing. Dude, wait, Liam. Not my middle school. My, what would you call it? It's like kindergarten, first grade, like all that, like up to like 4th grade was a Roadrunner as well. That's actually really cool. Yeah, agreed. They are very odd how they're spelled in some of these. All right, Garland's getting S tier. And this is our day one kind of tier list for the most part of the book characters. We may do a second stream. We may not. I'll probably put a poll up. Elementary, that makes sense. God, Billy Bob, we need to stop. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching the stream. I'm probably going to do a poll probably this week. Maybe start of next week on if you guys want me to do a second book characters only stream, because we can go on for this for a while, or do you guys want to see me do something different? So that's what we're gonna kind of figure out for next stream, but I'll probably be again Monday or Wednesday. Not sure which day yet. It's just kind of how the schedule works out. But thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys all